Hey, welcome back to Pappy Tinkers, and here I am today with an update on my Usacc build for 2025 of the 68 Dodge Dart. And we have some sub-assemblies that are done, and I think I might be actually done on time this year. I'm not promising, but hopefully it won't be held together with Elmer's glue like last year's was, and I'm painting it at 10 o'clock the night before. I think I'm a little bit ahead of the game this year. So let's get the camera over here and let's take a look and see what we got going on with it. All right, what do we got going on? Well, we know it's the 68 Dodge Dart, and not so many of you have already been building it. We have the interior done up. I'm going to try to include some stills in this. The fire extinguisher, obviously, with the roll bar in it, you can tell that it's going to be for drag racing setup. And if you look at the dashboard, you'll notice that there's no radio. That's because the car that I'm building had the radio delete option in it, so there was no radio in this car. It's actually a version of somebody's car. Little glances at the gauges in there, and I got some clear over that. She had her tech mounted up on the dashboard like this, and you can see we've got the wire running from the tach that's going to go to the engine. We got seat belts in it, and she had an automatic. Chrysler and Dodge said that, oh, you're a woman, you have to use an automatic transmission, even though all the races she had won before were with a 4-speed. It was the 60s. What can you say? The frame is pretty much stocked, all the undercarriage is. We've got it reasonably clean because this wasn't driven on the road, but it did get some use and abuse and already weathered to a little bit. The leaf springs were moved in a little bit for the Hemis. And I did have to do some trimming up in here on the torsion bars to make room for the headers, which is probably what they had to do on the real car. However, if they were actually that thin in real life, well, they would have just taken a hammer and banged on the header pipes. That's what we used to do. Actually, her pipes were custom made by Doug's Headers out over in California, so probably didn't even have to take the hammer to it. He was a very well-known exhaust craftsman. And we have the engine going up. Check out the skid that it's on. It's actually a real skid that I made out of some scrap wood. Anyways, that's not what you're here to see. And here's the 426 Hemi in it that we got just about ready to drop in with the automatic transmission. Now, the way the Rebel kit was made, the 426 had the 4-speed, and the 440 had the automatic. But we did a little bit of surgery and we got the automatic transmission mounted onto it. I still have to do a little bit of detailing to this. We got the engine wires going to it. We got the fuel line coming up and splitting off under there, going to both carburetors. I haven't decided if I'm going to try to do linkages. It's probably too late at this point anyways for that. Cable going to the thing. And when I looked at the pictures of the original car. They actually went through a whole bunch of different things through its racing series. Sometimes it was blue wire, sometimes it had metal gas fuel lines, sometimes it had rubber fuel lines. It just changed as it went along. We added a little dipstick tube to it down here. That's the first time I've made one of these. Fram oil filter. Fram was one of her sponsors. Still have to do a little bit more to the engine, but it's pretty close to being ready to be dropped in. And I've kept saying her. Well, this is the Drag-On ladies car, Shirley Shahan. And got the decals from Slicks, and it's starting to look really good. Have to do a little bit of sanding and buffing on it, but not too much. Under the hood, in Shirley's car, she also had the sheet metal pan under the scoop that actually, this was actually there, and it helped as it was going down the track actually force the air through the carburetors. And this is another detail that, if looking at the pictures in various times and places, sometimes it had a black fiberglass hood, sometimes the underside was white, sometimes it was gray, and just depended on that particular part of the season and what else was going on. So there we are with the update, folks. It's coming along pretty good, and it's going to won't be too much longer till we're ready to get all this together. I'm excited to see what everybody else is doing. I've watched a number of the in progress stuff, and there's some great looking cars out there, and this is going to be another good showing, I'm sure, of so many beautiful models out there this year. Anyways, thank you for tuning in and watching my update, and we'll see you next time on Pappy Tinkers.